I can do that. Anytime.
Good evening. And welcome to the Library Planning Board meeting of March 19th, 2026. We're gonna call the meeting to order. It is 6:03. And tonight with us, we have Mr. Nick Alexander, Mr. Penny Morel, Mrs. Penny Morel, I'm sorry. Mr. Nick Sakharov, Mr. Richard Baker, Mr. George Seal, Mr. Craig Alexander, Mr. Hans Rasmussen, who's our CEO, and myself, Sarah Langen. So that established, the first item in the agenda today is an application for Lauren Andrews. And location is 12 Stripper Lane, map 31, lot 8. And the purpose is a 12 by 24 cabin for office space. And I'm assuming that the person online is the Andrews. Do we have anybody,
Peter Labby online, are you representing the Andrews?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
so, we don't have anybody representing them tonight?
Well, they were gonna sign in, but we
Okay,
can
so, what we can do is,
postpone this.
yeah, delay going to A and move
Well,
on.
is there anything about it that we have to postpone it for? I mean,
It's straightforward.
It's straightforward,
Straightforward.
very much,
No plumbing, it's outside.
let's
It's
just go
in,
through it, do it.
without them present.
Why not?
You can.
Unless we have any questions, if we don't have any
You don't have to
questions.
spread them.
Oh, okay, so I guess I didn't, I was not quite aware.
I'm saying that, George and Rick, I mean, we've done that before.
As long as, like I said, as long as we don't have any questions.
Yeah,
Yeah, straightforward.
Yeah, I do have a few questions, but maybe Hans knows the answers.
Good, let's go through it.
Okay, let's go, let's stick it in, so let's go for it. So, Mr. Seal, let me read the application first.
Sarah,
Okay, Rick.
do you wanna?
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
That's
I
okay.
jumped ahead of myself a little bit. We usually, ask the people in the audience to introduce themselves, same with the people in Zoom. Can we do that? So we have tonight here,
Shane Chabot, resident.
right,
Kimberly Dallas, resident.
right,
Andrew Dallas, resident.
right, yeah,
Tyler Evans.
right. So in the, Zoom, we have Mr. Peter Labby. Can you say some few words, Mr. Labby?
Yeah, I'm just sitting in.
All right, sounds good. So that said, I apologize for that, mishap, I guess. We're going to item A in the agenda, which is again, say, the applicant is Lauren Andrews. And I'm gonna read the application for the record. Mailing address is 1655 Jonathan Lane, in the city it's Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Zip code 18015. And the specific location of the property here in Belgrade is 12 Stripper Lane on Great Pond, map 31, lot 8. The current use of the property is residential recreational. Proposed construction or change of use is the construction of a freestanding additional cabin acting as home office space. Is 12 feet by 24 feet. Assistant storage disposal system type and capacity is a septic. Present number of bedrooms is 5. Bedrooms to be added under this application is 0. Total lot area is 0.69 acres. Lot within shoreline zone, same amount, 0.69 acres. Total number of structures on the lot is 4. And the present square footage is 1,696. With the proposed structure footage is gonna be a total of 1,984. So that said, something must be set back 100 feet from the waterfront or 10 feet from the property lines. So, I was already expand here somehow. Not sure why that's there,
I wrote it in there.
okay. That's a condition,
Well, that's, yeah, a reminder to them,
okay,
because we discussed it.
yeah, so, with that, I will open the, board for discussion. I think, Mr. Seal have a few questions.
Yeah, I do, for starters, Hans, do we know, this office, this home office space, is it gonna be used for income generation? Where I'm going with this is, we need to make sure it's not a commercial use, because they don't have enough lot size for both a residential use and a commercial use.
It's just for them, it's a his and her office,
The what?
it's a his and her office,
Okay,
it's for their own personal use.
Personal use.
and is it? It has electric utilities, I assume, gonna be connected, but not sewer?
No, no plumbing.
Okay. All right, and what, do you know what kind of foundation they're gonna have?
Just pads and posts.
Thanks.
Looks like it's basically a bunkhouse, except it's an office instead of a bunkhouse. And just the design.
Yeah.
Could almost be the same.
To be honest with you, I'd be inclined to place a condition on the approval of this, that it may not be used for commercial purposes. Because like bunkhouses, I bet you these kinds of things evolve into businesses.
Yeah.
And they don't have lot size or shore frontage for both.
Now, if they, Hans had said they were using the commercial for office space for their business, would that, could that fall under home occupation?
Well, yeah, but if I'm concerned about it evolving into a business where it's income generating and they have more than 2 employees. Where it would not be a home occupation any longer. I mean, it's sort of like bunkhouses and kitchens.
Yeah.
I would agree with that, and putting that in the conditions. Any other questions?
I just have a question, to Chairman, I understand this worksheet then, is that filled in by you or the applicant?
Both, they fill it in, I verify.
That goes with the application and so the,
Yeah.
seeing of it.
I'm just, I think this is 100% done, I just checked everything.
And Hans, if I'm correct that this is only coming to us because it's a non-conforming lot, right? Otherwise you would have.
Yeah, and they're rendering, you see the corner of that office is real close to the property line. That's why we discussed the 10 feet when I wrote it on the thing here as a reminder.
Okay, so do we need to deal with that in a condition?
No, they say it's not 10 feet, but
Okay,
it's just their illustration. You know, was,
yeah, because
so I asked the question.
I didn't pick up on that and. You're right, it is close to that parking lot.
Any further questions? Let's, review that, we're ready to do the, findings of fact and conclusion of law. This were fast? Gee, want to going this way, we'll be out of here by 7, huh?
Well, don't worry about that.
I like to think of.
I do too.
Was he getting a checklist?
He's good.
Well, it's gonna be.
You got that one. I pushed it over this.
George, what did you say when you wanted to put a condition of approval can't be used for what?
Commercial use.
Thank you.
You know, I was at the State House today. And interestingly I've been going there for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. The cross building, they finally put a security detail there in front of it. You had to check, like you go into an airport, it's like TSA.
It's never been that way.
No, it just started December.
What do you running for state rep?
No, no, thank you.
Sarah.
No. I wanna make sure that this town pay less money in taxes for education, that's what I'm doing.
No, I did.
Having a 4-year quest.
Last year.
We're almost so close, it's not even fun.
Oh,
So this is about the change in the formula.
The formula only changes the EPS. So we're not gonna gain anything of that. But because the foundation for the additional local funds is in the EPS with valuation, I have a say. So I already put my foot into it, so hopefully next section, we're gonna put the bill to change that, the additional. It's about 270 school districts, about 45 of them get affected. Because of high valuation, low number of students, that's the matrix. So if we can at least give relief to those 45 towns, that'd be awesome.
And Belgrade's one of them.
That was one of them, and Rome.
Oh, yeah.
Even worse for the coastal towns.
So we're working on that. Rep Frost have been very helpful, I must say, on that. It's because she was involved in the school board.
Is she
Yeah.
sponsoring it?
Was that?
Is she sponsoring it or is she just helpful?
Is she sponsoring the bill?
She will be sponsoring the bill. She will be the one putting the bill. But this thing is we're gonna have 45 other reps behind. This is 40 other municipalities, 43, because Rome is the same position with Belgrade, which she does both. Yeah. There you go. All right, so thank you for your patience, those watching us on the cyber world. We're gonna go through the findings of fact and conclusion of law. And this process is, everybody knows is tedious and repetitious, so bear with us on this thing. So, application for shoreland permit. Applicant name is Lauren Andrews. Location is 12 Striper Lane, map 31, lot 8. Application was submitted in February the 27th of this year. And apply for a shoreline zone permit for construction of freestanding cabin acting as a home office. The application was presented to the planning board on March 19, 2026, today. And these findings of fact and conclusion of law were developed in conjunction with consideration of the permit application. Conclusions of law. Based upon the application materials, testimonials, statements, evidence, documents, and other materials submitted to it and the above findings of fact, Belgrade Planning Board finds that the project is or will be permitted. For covering item 16, structures accessory to allow use on the section 14, table 1 in the town of Belgrade shoreline zone ordinance. And further makes the following conclusions based on the applicable provisions of section 16D of the ordinance. Number 1, will maintain safe and hurtful conditions. The board found this standard was met based on public records and submittals. And from now on, we're gonna call that PRAS. Right, we're gonna vote on that. Mr. Zagar,
Yes.
Mr. Baker, Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander, and Mr. Longet is 5 in favor, none opposed. Will not result in water pollution, erosions, and limitation to surface waters. The board found this standard was met based on PRAS.
I would just point out, we don't have a stormwater management plan, so it'll have to be with the condition in place since they didn't submit one.
Okay. So that said, so it will be PRS and with conditions on this and
Yeah, we still have that standard condition at the back of the form, I believe, so you can just check that off and.
Okay. So that said, we're gonna vote. Mr. Zakar,
Yes, with the condition.
Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes, with the condition.
Mr. Alexander,
Yes.
and Mr. Longet is 5 in favor with the condition and none opposed.
So this a question,
Right.
it's on pads. How much earth needs to be moved to kick that in?
No, I'm talking about the runoff coming off the roof, with that, not the erosion. Yeah, I assume. That they don't need to be certified contractor as a consequence of the foundation. It's on pads and so.
So only roof runoff, right? We're moving to number 3. Will adequately provide for the disposal of all wastewaters.
No,
That's not applicable, thank you. NA. Will not have an adverse impact on spawning grounds, fish, aquatic life, bird or other wildlife habitat. The board found the standard was met based on PRAS. And we're gonna vote Mr. Sakara,
Yes.
Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Yes.
and Mr. Longet, 5 in favor, none opposed. Will construct shore cover and visual as well as actual points of access to inland waters. The board found the standard was met based on PRAS. Mr. Sakara,
Yes.
Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Yes.
and me myself, 5 in favor, none opposed. Will protect archaeological and historical resources as designated in the comprehensive plan. The board found this standard being met based on PRAS. Mr. Sakara,
Yes.
Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander, and myself is that, so is five in favor, none opposed. Will avoid problems associated with floodplain development of end use. The board found the standard was met based on PRAS. Mr. Sakara,
Yes.
Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander, and Mr. Rodriguez, five in favor, none opposed. Next page is in conformance with the provisions of section 15 land use standards. The board found this standard was met based on evidence and record as follows. So we're gonna read all of it, pick the ones that we are applicable, and then we're gonna vote at the end. Minimum lot standards applicable. Principal and accessory structures applicable. Campgrounds not applicable. Individual private campsites not applicable. Commercial and industrial uses not applicable. Parking areas not applicable. Road and driveways not applicable. Signs, NA. Stormwater runoff applicable. Septic waste disposal system, NA. Essential services, NA. Mineral exploration and extraction, NA. Agriculture, NA. Timber harvesting and land management roads, NA. Clearing or removal vegetation for activities other than timber harvesting, NA. There's no trees there, it's enhanced, where they're gonna put this, where they're gonna put this,
They're not harvesting for anything like clear a couple.
right? So then clearing and removal vegetation for activities other than timber harvesting is applicable. Cause they're gonna remove some stuff.
Looks heavily forested on Google Earth.
Hazard trees, storm damaged trees, and dead trees removal. Applicable or not?
Might as well be.
Okay.
Good.
Exceptions to clearing and vegetation removal requirements. Applicable too. Right. Revegetation requirements. Applicable too.
Oh,
No?
they got plenty of trees.
Okay, NA. Thank you. Erosion and sedimentation control, applicable. Shoreline zone stabilization, applicable.
No, that's not.
That's not applicable. Thank you. Soils.
No.
NA. Water quality. Applicable. Historical and archaeological sites. NA. Resource protection. NA. All right, so now we're gonna vote this item, and the evidence in regular will be related to minimum lot size, principal and accessory structures, stormwater runoff, clearing or removal of vegetation for activities other than timber harvesting, hazard trees, storm damaged trees, and dead tree removal. Exceptions to clearing and vegetation removal requirements, erosion and sedimentation control, and water quality. So now we are voting. Yes,
So. I already mentioned earlier that. Minimum lot size standard, we're gonna need a condition. I feel we need a condition that specifies that the structure may not be used for commercial use.
so we're gonna put that here, structure
It doesn't, we would go at the end.
at the end.
Yeah, but, I'm a little uncomfortable with just Han's note as a reminder about the 10 foot from property lines. It's not very enforceable. I think I would prefer to see a second
Drawing.
condition approval that says structure must be located no less than 10 feet from the property line.
How can you say that's not enforceable if it's written in ordinance?
It's an ordinance, and as far as your commercial thing, it's sitting right here in the. Permit acting as a home office space. It says it right in the permit, so.
Yeah, but that means different things to different people and, commercial
the
use.
home,
I think we need to guard against this evolving into a commercial use. Not that I think, I'm not saying that's these people's intention, but that's, it's just like I said, with bunkhouses and other accessory structures, before you know it, you got a second residence. Because they put in a kitchen and stuff all up.
When you say commercial, you mean like foot traffic coming back?
Hmm?
You mean like foot traffic coming?
No, used for generation of income,
that's what-
maybe even having employees. I mean, the ordinance has a very specific definition of commercial. Home occupations are exempt.
Yeah.
But I mean, if people don't, if Hans thinks this is enforceable, fine. Home office space can mean different things to different people. It's not defined in the ordinance.
So when we say home occupation, what would be the practical use of that?
So it basically still looks like a residence and acts like a residence. So somebody, for example, somebody
I mean,
can
this is
operate online in their home.
Here he is, he's online.
And you don't have any customers coming and going, you don't have any traffic. You don't have employees.
Well, me,
Well, you're working from home.
housekeeper. That's an employee.
And you're allowed to have a couple of employees.
Yeah, you're allowed, right, you're allowed to have.
That's not correct either. And it's right here in the application, home office space. I
So
don't know.
that's maybe something that before we vote on this one, we can engage Mr. Pollak and ask him what are the intents for this home office at the lake. So,
And so you're allowed to have customers come in as well, under a home occupancy permit. That wasn't true as well either. So,
I
as
think
far
you're wrong, correct. Let's look at the definition. I mean, once you have customers coming and going. Whether it's a small craft store or something like that, then you cross the threshold from what looks like and acts like a residence to a commercial use. And that's the way, not only commercial use, the use of land, buildings, or structures other than a home occupation. The intent result activities, production of income from buying and selling of goods and or services exclusive of rental of residential buildings or dwelling units.
Hi,
So if you-
planning board, this is Brian Pollock. Sorry for the late. Yeah, to be on the screen. I see you guys are discussing our proposal right now, I believe. Is that correct?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta,
can you just wait a second, Mr. Pollak, and let's finish let's have the board finish the discussion about these definitions, please. Just follow
Of
the-
course. All right, no worries.
occupation permit can't be somebody doing somebody's taxes.
that can be,
It can be,
it's my,
and that requires people to come in and out.
I think it could be somebody who sharpens chainsaws, blades.
Yeah, and it requires people coming in and out.
Okay.
And it's right here, in the
So,
permit.
hold on a second. So when, this is for my information, quick, I mean, I'm new to this concept. The practical point of things. So when we cross the threshold of being the home occupation to be commercial. Where's the black line between the two of them?
Well, it's
It's
not,
more than 2 employees,
More than two.
yeah,
yes,
is the biggest criteria.
Okay,
And then when you start getting into infrastructure and not looking like a home business, a
Signage.
home,
Like
yeah,
signage.
all that other stuff.
so here's the definition in the ordinance of home occupation, and this is in the minimum lot size ordinances and the commercial ordinance, it's all the same definition. An occupation or profession which is customarily conducted on or in a residential structure or property, which is one, clearly incidental to and compatible with the residential use of the property and surrounding residential uses. And two, which employs no more than 2 persons other than family members residing in the home.
So there's,
I'm just trying to guard against this evolving into something that
well,
that
I know,
is a commercial.
it's just continuous things on top of continuous things that aren't necessary. Because it's stated right in here, there's a home office space, and at the end of this, we're gonna say, that they're permitted for this and nothing more.
Okay.
So how many times do you need to put different stuff on top of different stuff?
I see your point, Craig. I see Mr. Shields' point too. It's just you gotta remember that we went through a hard situation with previous application here that asked for an accessory structure, and that accessory structure basically became a secondary home according to different views.
So it
So
has nothing to do with this permit.
it's a cultural thing,
It's not.
it's the fact that we wanna make sure that people understand that they're gonna get exactly what we're permitting.
That's what it says at the end of your findings of fact.
And that's what it said when we permitted, I guess some time ago, that other structure, and people went and did whatever they wanted. So that's just, I guess, I can see your point, and I see Mr. Shields' point, so I guess it wouldn't be much of a more, overstated with the second condition if we find.
No, let's be honest, because you're just getting used to putting conditions on top of conditions on top of conditions. Let's be honest, it's stated right here.
So, I will say, Craig, that because our applicant is a person that is not a Mainer, just come, not because he's from another state, but he's not used to the way we roll. Okay, it's they evident to you and
I
probably.
didn't say you're not there.
Craig, I
We're
don't want.
following your ordinance.
You are
What gives you the right
Craig, you
top
are
of the
order.
order?
Craig, you are order. Okay? You are our order. All right? So I just saying that in order to make things clear for everybody, especially because this is a new person coming into our state and things are common in our state are common sense to us, but not to everybody. It would not be any bad situation, just adding that as condition. All right, and that's the final word,
No, that's your opinion. We haven't voted on it yet.
right?
That's your opinion.
Right, that's fine, we're gonna vote on it. And if you get out of control, I'm gonna have to call somebody here, right? I'm sorry to tell you that.
Well, all right.
Right, that's it, we're gonna vote at item A. And we started with the minimal size standards. Principal and accessory structures. Stormwater runoff. Clearing and removal of vegetation for activities other than timber harvesting. Hazard trees, storm damaged trees, and dead tree removal. Exceptions to clearing and vegetation removal requirements. Erosion and sedimentation control. And water quality. Now, something that we were trying to do while we were in the meeting was to have Mr. Pollack give his version of what he intends to do with his space for office in his camp. So, Mr. Pollack, I apologize for the warm welcoming that we're giving you. So with that, I'll let you take this stage.
Oh, I appreciate that. Again, I apologize for my late sign on here. But yeah, the intended use of this standalone home office is simply to set up some computer equipment and have it detached from the main cabin. So this is to do light remote work while we are up in Maine at the cabin in Belgrade. There's no intention for any customers, anything like that. We're not going to be seeing any people. This is really just to separate remote work equipment from the main cabin and have a little bit of space and privacy there. So we're not selling or creating anything there. We're not hosting or setting up any kind of commercial business. And I'm happy to sign any addendum or any needed documentation to state as such.
Right. That's wonderful. I really appreciate your comment. Mr. Baker has a question?
I was just questioning, I was gonna ask Craig if you have a problem, if it simply says shall not be used for commercial purposes. And the idea that if he does decide he wants it for something other than the home office. He can come into the planning board at a later time for a home occupation if he feels that that is appropriate or wants to do that, but.
So the home occupation. Is just, to you, isn't it? Not,
No, on a non-conforming lot, it would,
it would come from it.
yeah.
The planning board from,
Then yes, I guess, yeah,
oh, wait, it would be the CEO.
it would be CEO.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't come through us.
Yeah. Okay.
Home occupation's home occupation.
Yeah, commercial is gonna be, it was gonna change the status.
And just to be clear, I'm not concerned, this is the home occupation, I'm not concerned
No,
about
it's not
that.
home occupations or planning board,
The,
land use number 18.
Yeah, it is the planning board, limited residential.
so just to be clear, I'm not concerned about the way the applicant has described this, it would clearly qualify as a home occupation. I'm concerned about the slippery slope that we've seen too often in Belgrade, regardless of where somebody's from or not from. Of uses and that we approve one thing and they evolve into something different. I think Rick makes a good suggestion. We should be clear that it isn't that a commercial use. Well, on this lot, it probably could never happen because of the lack of lot size, but we could word the condition such that the structure may not be used for commercial use without planning board approval. So,
Isn't that kind of given though?
It's just repetitive up on top of we already did, and that's what I'm getting at, and that's what we continue to just repeat.
I mean, we could add a lot of things. We could say,
Yeah.
develop a
And
certain.
it's not a matter of fact of just this one permit, I'm just trying to make it.
I would agree with you, Craig, if it wasn't for the fact that home office space is not defined in the ordinance. Or if the application said home occupation as a home occupation was clear, the application was more clearly worded. But home office space could mean a lot of different things.
But not commercial.
But not commercial.
Could be commercial,
No, commercial's not allowed in limited residential.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that.
Right, so it's already against the rules.
Things.
Commercial.
And you just wanna throw more conditions, I mean, I'm just getting to the point of just repeating
This
conditions.
sounds a lot like the discussion we had when we approved the Jones application, and guess what happened?
So I would say that for my home. I run a full business, generating money. And I don't go to any place and nobody comes to my place. So through computer, doing analysis, doing invoicing through computer. And that's a business on its own. Just so happen to do wire. So that I'm confused in all the dialogue. Because first of all, I didn't know what home occupation means. That actually includes it, that's fine, this is new to me. And the probably I read it, but I forgot that you can have 2 employees there. The fact that the application, maybe if the application will say that is exclusively for home occupation at the top of it, then we should, having a condition wouldn't be a problem.
That's,
But it's home office one term, Craig, and then home occupation is another, and this is what, this is not gonna happen, but in the bubble world where we never thought that a application for the Joneses would end up in the Supreme Court, this is kind of things that judges start dicing around.
Yeah, but what they did was against the rules.
I understand
You
what
could have
that,
wrote a condition, they were still doing it.
Well, we don't quite know that, but the fact of the matter is that
Yeah,
if we.
they knew they couldn't have a kitchen, they put the kitchen.
Well, the applicant is, there's a problem with the applicant altogether, and that's
Right.
exactly what Mr. Seal is trying to avoid. We have put in this in the application, this is in the application, we understand this, we are doing that, and the applicant said, oh, you know what? I wanna do, it happens that business went well, is mushrooming, I wanna do this in my house, and then. Because they're not in tune, the people are coming new to our state, they're not into how these rules do roll restating this is just a guard. It's a guard to getting the blind board in trouble. Can we amicably agree on just putting that statement? Either at the top of the application or in the conditions?
Well, we're not even voting on the conditions yet, we're voting on what we just discussed.
Yeah, I mean, if the applicant was here, we could do that on the application. Yeah, but he's not here physically present to modify the application.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we're approving the what's on the application form, not what's being verbally said. So,
So that's what even the applicant offered. We are quarreling about something, the applicant will do whatever we ask him to do. He said that he will be happy to sign whatever needs to certify that they're doing what
So
they're
go
doing,
ahead. Go ahead.
right? So that said, we're voting on item A, and I already read the items that I'm gonna be voting on. Do we need to read them again? I don't hear anybody interested in it, so let's go and vote. Mr. Sakar,
Yes.
Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
yes, with the conditions.
and Mr. Chen.
Yes.
And Mr. Longas is 5 in favor, none opposed. So, Mr. Pollak, you joined a little bit late, not a problem with that. Just wanna let you know that your application have been discussed, and we don't see any problems with it. That's why we're moving to do the findings of fact and conclusion of law. It's part of the protocol that we do. This process is tedious and it can be boring. So we almost took the end of it for you, and applicant was on the right side of things. So that said, now we will move on in the financial facts and conclusion of law. We're gonna move on to conditions of approval needed to require the Belgrade Shoreline Zone ordinance findings in section 16D. So we usually have 3 standard conditions, Mr. Pollak, and it seems that there's gonna be 2 additional ones. So we're gonna read the first 3 that do apply. Manage stormwater runoff from the new or expanded structure in accordance with section 15I of the Belgrade Shoreline Zoning Ordinance and the Maine Department of Environmental Protection, DEP, best management practices as outlined in the conservation practices for homeowners publication. Such measures are to be put in place prior to building use. So, this condition, Mr. Pollak, is very easy. Usually it will be just doing a roof drip or around the perimeter of the structure.
Mhm.
How much is it, 6 feet, 6 inches down of stone in the trench? And we put this
6
together,
to 12,
4 to 6, I think.
yeah, something like that.
4 to 6, if you're following me.
It's all online.
It's all online. I'm sure that, Mr. Rasmussen is gonna give you a copy of this, finance of fact and conventional law. And, it's something very easy to do, just to avoid runoff and erosion of the,
Mhm.
of the lot.
If you go to the town's website and go to the planning board webpage, on the left-hand side, you'll find a link that goes to DEP's best management practices, and it gives you a number of options. But as Sarah said, usually most people just go with this gravel infiltration trench that goes along the downsides of your roof line, so that the water
Gotcha.
rather than runs overland.
All right, and is this an additional document that I'll have to submit to show that we are dealing with storm water runoff appropriately?
No, not the way we're handling it. It would just be
Okay.
a condition of approval. Obviously, if
I
Hans
understand.
went to an inspection and didn't find it, then he would ask you to put it in, but.
Gotcha. Understood. All right.
All
Sounds
right,
perfectly reasonable.
the rationale for that, then it will be that we don't have a water management plan,
Right,
and you would have.
and you know, we're in this transition period of. Not everybody probably, when they get their application, gets the template for the stormwater management plan, so.
So,
Mhm.
so the rationale is lack of stormwater. The
Yes,
rationale,
right.
lack. Yeah. Understand. The second condition is for that is that, and I hope that I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Is that the planning board's approval of this project is limited to that described in the application and depicted in the accordance to site plan and other application submissions. Any changes or deviations from the application, site plan and other application submissions as approved by the planning board must be received prior approval by the board, including but not limited to changes to the proposed location, the footprint, height of the structures, changes in the number of bedrooms, road and driveways, parking, wells, surface wastewater disposal systems, the extent and location of vegetated areas, tree cutting and natural vegetation clearing, methods of soil erosion control, and stormwater runoff control. This is a standard condition of approval of all shorelines permits. So we have 1 and 2. Number 3. For all construction projects located within this one is not applicable.
Yeah.
NA. So. Number 4 will be. Or you read me the language for that one, Mr. Seal? About the 10-foot setback?
The structure may not be. Used. For a commercial use. Without planning board approval.
All right. That is certainly reasonable as well, and something we'd be happy to adhere to.
Thank you. Was there a fifth, another condition to see? The 10-foot.
My suggestion was to, since it's not. It's Hans obviously thought it was important to make a note of it, but that in itself is not part of the application, and the site plan is a little unclear. A structure must be located no less than 10 feet from the property line.
Structure must be located. 10.
No less than 10 feet from the property line. Seems to me quite clear on the site plan that it's more than 100 feet.
Yeah, it is.
9 is the front of the cabin zone.
Right.
Do we have to put any rationale for this last 2 conditions?
Yeah, and it's to meet the land use standards, section 15.
Right. And sorry, is the current plan aligned with this requirement, or this is a change that would have to occur?
No, you're all set.
The 10-foot setback from property line is in the ordinance, and on your illustration, it looked like the corner of your cabin was maybe encroaching close. But I'm sure.
Gotcha.
And make sure when you're doing it, you know, the 10 foot includes your overhang. So it's not to the corner of the
Mhm.
building, it's to the corner of the overhang.
Gotcha. So whatever the closest man-made structure, I guess, is that correct
Yeah,
for this?
Okay,
All right.
so that said, based on the above findings of fact and conclusions of law of March 19, 2026, the town of Belgrade will have a vote, planning board will have a vote and permit application of. And your name is Lauren Andrews. No, yours is Paula, what's your first?
it's Lauren on that.
That's for Lauren, yeah. That's your wife, isn't it?
That's correct. Yep.
Lauren Andrews. With the condition and a meeting on 3/19/2026. Develop written findings of fact and show law findings on same date. So now we're gonna vote for the entire application, including conditions. All right, so, Mr. Sakara,
Yes.
Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Sealer,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander. And Mr. Allen is 5 in favor, none opposed. And Mr. Pollak, you got a permit.
Thank you guys so much.
And not a problem. I apologize for the intense of the discussion there in goodwill. This board is probably the strongest planning board in the whole state of Maine. I'm very proud to say that. And we
I don't
really
doubt it.
we have strong characters and we have good strengths. We have 3 of us are very nerdy and that the other 2 are very practical. That's why the discussions go this way, but we also have a way to finish things in respectful and good manners. Right?
Yeah. No, it makes sense. The area is beautiful and it needs to be kept that way.
It's great people, very smart people. You put into a great summer coming up.
All right, great. Looking forward to it. Is there anything else you guys need from me?
I think I don't know something that Mr. Rasmussen deal with you, the giving you the permit and all that kind of stuff. So maybe you call tomorrow early morning, the town office that can be taken care of.
You'll get an email from me tomorrow.
All
Okay,
right, perfect. Sounds great. Thank you guys so much.
Perfect, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So next item on the agenda is all business. And the first item that we have is map 3, lot 3, resource protection status memo from Mr. Baker. Maybe Mr. Baker wanna start with that?
No. Well, I went to the DEP as from last time we met. I went through their files. And I found that it's very clear to me going through the files that the 1992 map and everything was adopted by the town, accepted by the town, coded in limited residential district. There, in the files, there was some paperwork involving the time frame of 1996, 97, of which the town removed 3 places out of resource protection, none of them having to do with the lots that we're talking about with Tyler's application. The DEP noted that to the town, and in this 97, those three areas were put back into resource protection. But again, none of that affected what we're talking about here. Then the only other thing that I found of significance, and I think it is significant, is that I found the paperwork that went with the, well, paperwork. It was a letter from the DEP going back to the town saying, we received the amended map of the shoreline zoning map dated such and such 2004. And it actually, we didn't review it in a 30-day period, 45-day period. It kind of must have been a time when we just weren't keeping up with everything, because the law says the town makes an amendment to a map or an ordinance, and it doesn't get DEP approval within 45 days of receipt of the town.
Yep.
It automatically becomes approved. So 2004 map became technically automatically approved because we didn't review it in time. But that map is the 2004 map that we have in our file. And it's been approved. It's clear that the town adopted it because the letter says that the ordinance adopted by I don't have that letter right in front of me, but
It's the last thing that.
yeah, amended by the townspeople on March 12, 2004, and received by the department in August 2004. 45 days went by, and this letter essentially says the map is approved. But he talked about a couple of places that DEP recommended that they still deal with. Again, none of those areas, with the no. My opinion, I've got two thoughts here. One is, I think it's clear that 2004 map was adopted by the town and approved by DEP, whether by default or not. I didn't find anything else. There are 3 other dates after that the town did amendments to the ordinance. None of them dealt with zoning maps. So in my mind, the 2004 map is the most recent map that we have that has been approved by DEP or even approved or adopted by the town. There's, I guess, the 2 things I was thinking of I was going to mention is we talked about certification or whatever. None of the maps that we have shown town clerk stamp or certification with them. So we're in the ballpark of maybe we have to ask an attorney, but my thought is if we don't have any map that is got a DEP seal on it, a town clerk seal on it, the worst that can happen is we don't have a shoreline zoning map in the town of Belgrade, and I don't think that personally don't think that would fly if somebody challenged us that you never had a certified map, but I'm not an attorney. And the other thing is, I note that the 2004 amendment, if you look at the front page of the town shoreline zoning ordinance, even though we know the town adopted that change in 2004, and by the way, it's limited residential in that 2004. Not shown as an amendment in our ordinance, so something was awry or failed to get recorded, but it's clear that we did it. And that's my opinion.
We now have a stamped map, stamped by the town, and DEP is hanging out in the hallway. You can go look at it, stamped both ways. It's done.
What year is that one?
It's the 2004 map.
It is, when I looked at it, I thought it was the 1997 map.
Is that the 97
It
map?
was approved in 97, says revised in 2004.
Should I bring it in so everybody can see it?
There's another copy laying on the.
Well, no, I think they're 2 different maps.
The same one.
Is the same one?
Yeah, the third one.
I know what's on the wall.
And you stand by the clerk?
Is the one on the wall now,
That's
the
the
one of the
copies you
copies I
brought,
made?
the copies you brought.
What,
Oh, okay,
Mary's
all right, yeah. I looked at it earlier, so.
Mary
So that's all stamped,
and
it's all done, so the town's accepted it. So that's what we're doing now.
Got the town clerk's seal on it.
Well, the DP.
And it's,
Because the map that we looked at did not.
and shows that a lot.
the old man.
Right.
Well, not only the old map, but the map that we found in DEP's files did not have a town clerk certification on it. The one that we looked at here in this room
You're
did
right.
not have, it.
None, like you said, none of our maps have ever had.
yeah, and it's required by the ordinance.
So
You know,
what
if you
you're
go, if
saying-
you go to page 11 of the certification of official shoreline zoning map, it says quite clearly the official shoreline zoning map shall be certified by a attested signature of the municipal clerk.
And she signed it and she attached to it.
Yeah.
Like that, okay, I'm confused here. She signed it and stamped it recently? Or just,
When Richard brought the copies.
so that's the copy I've got here, is what that is.
but that, but that was done recently, no?
Yeah, that was done recently, wasn't it?
That's what the town's accepted.
Yeah, no, that's great. I'm surprised Gary was willing to do that, but.
But anyway,
Do you want her to attest that one that you bring back to DEP?
I wanna make sure I'm happy with that, so I can return it back to Colby.
You want her to attest that so they have to attest the
When was
copies?
the
Oh, hey, that's a good idea.
Because I believe that's what the ordinance says.
Like
That's what the town's.
They're supposed to have. an
Now,
attest.
Why don't we do that? I'll
So
leave
that
it.
signature went on their
Or
way?
I can come in tomorrow and
Yeah.
do you want to do it or you want me to?
It's not there.
I can bring it in.
That's fine.
That way I
Was
can.
it stamped, then you read it.
We were just curious whether the map was stamped and dated. Doesn't appear to have a date on it.
It was done about a week ago.
So the map was signed by Mary, stamped by Mary a week ago, this map. That was done in 2004, or revised in 2000.
Shit, good memory.
The, is that the only map that we will now have once we return the copy?
Well, there's a copy signed and attested in a tablet too.
Oh, excellent. Okay, good.
Staples saved us. I had the DEP map copy of Staples.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
initially they were charging $69 a piece. But she gave it to me for 35, so,
The municipal rate, the government rate is.
probably the, but yeah, when I asked for one and she said that'll be $69, I said, you better ask for two. $69 twice, I said, you better make one copy. I wasn't gonna get,
Yeah,
town mad at me for spending $150 for two of those maps.
Well, good work, Rich. We appreciate it.
yeah, no, that's good research.
I'm gonna do that.
So, so are we done with that topic then?
Well, the, one other thing, in terms of moving forward, I think the next step we should look into is digitizing that map. So that we have it GIS in the GIS system that's already in town, part of the town's tax map process.
We've talked about it in the office, but a request from the planning board.
A written request for,
Amen.
so I think we should,
I think Staples can do it, but again, there's another cost involved.
So we have budget, so.
Yes.
yeah, I don't know how much we have, what we have in the budget.
So do we need anything else from Mr. Evans to vote on this application?
There's
no current application, and we withdrew,
Not withdrawn.
Yeah.
so I think we're wrapped up, but other than digital, let's talk about. this.
Yeah, yeah.
There's the question,
So, Mr. Downs,
So, thank you all for trying to clear up this kind of trained like a map tracking down. During the last meeting, there was discussion that the board voted on to contact the town attorney. What's the attorney's opinion about the state of the map? Or has he not responded yet?
I don't think we had actually voted on that.
No, we were talking about we might need to do that before we concluded that we have the right map or we're taking the right stance on the maps we have. But now that I'm speaking for me, not the board, I guess. Now that we have proof, if you will, the map of 2004 was the last map that the town ever voted on. And it was submitted to DEP and it was approved, got approval from DEP. And there's been no other map amendments before the townspeople that, and Mary has stamped it now. Whether that was 10 years, 11 years too late, I don't know. But that, in my mind, that would be the only thing that would result in us talking to a town attorney is, you know, it was never certified until now. But it's clear to me that that map was approved by the townspeople, was approved by DEP. So I don't know.
So
I'm
bottom line is,
thinking we don't really need to do that.
his attorney, his opinion has not been offered to the town because we haven't asked for it yet.
Pardon me?
His opinion has not been offered to the town because
No,
we haven't
no,
asked for
no.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
And would you say that the map certification last week was done in a timely fashion?
It wasn't real timely, but I don't know what timely means in the court of law.
There's definitions for it, so I think it's within a year and a half for town activities. So was Mary aware that there was any question about the validity of the map before she certified it last week?
Pretty sure she's confident based on the voting, all the research we've done. Both planning board meetings, the minutes, and the town votes, that there was one map vote. That we could find, that was 1992, and that was to withdraw this land from resource protection. We've got maps from 1974 that show it is in limited residential. Apparently what happened is in 1990 or so, the National Flood Association, whatever they are, came through and took a bunch of land and put it into resource protection. Skip saw it happen right away, got on it, had it removed. And that's the only vote. That's the only documentation we have about any map changes since 1974.
Mary was a part of that process when we actually didn't come into this blindly.
Yeah, 2004, she wasn't here.
I'm saying she's privy to all of this
It
back.
doesn't fit resource protection. It's been proved twice. It's been proved in 92 and it's been proved again by Tyler. It doesn't fit in resource protection and it's up to the property owner to remove it from resource protection. And
I've been on twice.
it's been proven twice.
So I have, my question is, and the map that's been hanging in the town office for the last 20 years. That's everybody that's come in the town office and viewed, looked at. How did that come into the town's possession? And that become the shoreline zoning map of the town of Belgrade for 20 years.
I would assume in the move, I got switched somehow.
They found one at the previous town office.
That map has to originate at some point in time.
It was a prior map.
The one that was displayed was prior to this one.
We found minutes and documentation where they tried to simplify the color coding. Because at one point there was too many shades of blue or whatever. And we're feeling like somebody sent a draft to a printer, because that map was never dated. The map that we adopted has the dates typed into it in the DEP block. The map that was hanging here had handwritten date and no date were accepted by the DEP.
We've had a map, just wasn't hanging.
So the map that we've all been using hanging on the wall for the past 20 years.
Was incorrect.
It's a wrong map.
Yes,
That the rule of law has been the wrong map. The last 20 years.
No, because
Since the town office.
Belgrade built the town office in 2016. So it's been the last 12 years.
Wow.
So since they switched over here. And it was in the process of moving.
Bad decoration.
That's incredible. So then there's the town vote. Which the select board is obliged to move on. Which is effectively reinstating that map that's been the rule of law for 12 years, you said it, Craig?
The vote was to remove land from resource protection, and it wasn't in resource protection. How could they vote to remove it?
The vote wasn't on that map. It was on this parcel being removed.
Right,
It's already been
correct.
done. Town wasn't tasked with approving the 1997 map, which is now default.
So it sounds like there's some question as to
well,
what map's been used.
to your point, Mr. Dallas. One of us here in this board, most likely me. Gonna have to take the task, put in a very informative, clarifying note for the town of Belgrade on this map. Now, that you mentioned, the vote that was taken in January. We had to talk to a lawyer about that. Because we have presented to the town, an option to, declare that parcel stay in resource protection when actually it was never in resource protection.
There's no point. Both no
Oh,
point.
that's
Yeah.
2004.
I personally am quite comfortable with the fact that 2004 is the most current official map. The question, the legal question that remains for me, and I don't know the answer, is what impact did the town meeting vote in January have on all of this? Because it's the most recent vote of the citizenry of Belgrade on the issue of how this parcel should be zoned. And albeit it was based on the wrong map and it changes, the warrant article, and I'm paraphrasing, was to change it from resource protection to limited residential when in fact it was already in limited residential. I don't know, you know, it seems like complication. It may mean nothing, I don't know, I just don't know.
Should we ask the lawyer? Well, that.
Well, that would be my preference, but
I don't know why we have to, I think if the town's concerned about it, which I'm very familiar with everything that's going on now. And they've signed off on it, so why do we have to,
the select board has.
Well, Nary just stamped the map, so.
And
that's really the town.
Yeah.
Well, that's a problem because that means that it wasn't perfected in a timely manner, which means it's not in effect. Which is why an attorney would be.
So why-
So we go back to 1974, that one's not stamped either.
Oh, well, hold on. I think my biggest problem is that we have, or everybody that attended the town meeting is under the impression that this parcel now is resource protection, state resource protection. So we owe the town of Belgrade an explanation and clarification of what happened. And I would like to have the avowal of our legal counsel on what we're doing and saying. Because the last thing I wanted to know is that I put a statement for everybody to clarify this and it just create another havoc. So that's why I think the legal opinion on this matter, which seems to be a delay in putting a stamp or having the right map on the wall, even when apparently all the legal documents lean and end in the fact that this is limited residential. How we solve this in an amicable way that we don't walk the board or the town governance in legal grounds. That's my take.
Well, it's already solved. So I think Tyler can move on. And if you wanna get legal opinion on about what you wanna give for an explanation, that's fine. But as far as I'm concerned, it's solved. It's done. And guys, if you take multiple maps and show that they haven't been signed, then. I mean, how can you take this one map and say you can't use them? So, and now it's signed. So go ahead and get your legal advice on whatever you want to give for an explanation. But I think we're all set to move on. And Tyler can move on.
I respect your reviewing it and possibly is right, but I'm not quite sure of all of that. I think the prudent thing to do is to get a legal opinion, my opinion, and we can put it to vote and see where we go from there. Well, you have.
No, I agree.
you-
Vote on George.
Question for you, Ron. And maybe you, Craig, since you go to the select board meetings, or the select board, and I assume Warner are up to speed on this.
I know Lorna is, I'm not sure about select board.
The reason I ask is, it has nothing to do with, the legal questions or the validity of the map. This has everything to do with this board's credibility with the public. As Sarah said, you know, the voters are under the impression that this is resource protection at the moment. And I don't know how to deal with that very well, but it would seem to me the first place when we act on Tyler's application, I think all hell's gonna break loose. And the first place they're gonna people are gonna go is not us, but to the select board and the town manager. And it would seem to me to be in the spirit of the best defense is a good offense, is that once we've gotten advice from the town attorney, that we bring our decision to the select board so they understand how we got to the point we're at. Because I think we're gonna end up with black eye if we don't.
So how far, I mean, can he still get a permit even if it was in resource protection? Because how far does that resource come off that shoreline?
So 250 feet.
It includes the whole.
But the 250 feet, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tyler, approximately goes to the road.
Correct.
So that resource protection does the whole.
Pretty much, yeah, the
Yeah,
lots,
but it's not.
not the road. I don't think it's
not
included in the road.
It's not resource
It's not
protection,
right.
that's the.
But
If it was.
I mean, I'm comfortable, don't misunderstand that it's in limited residential. I'm concerned about what legal ramifications might the vote in January have.
None. My lawyers are up to speed and have dug deep into this, unfortunately at my expense because of the mistakes of the town, but it is clear, there's no ambiguity. You cannot vote on something that was already removed from resource protection.
Yeah. So-
And if it's not resource protection, the town can't vote to put it in resource protection unless it is resource protection.
Well, the
Well, we'd have
warrant
to
article
change-
would have.
We would have to change our ordinances.
Yeah, my opinion would be the warrant article would have to be written that way, and it was,
Right, exactly.
but. I'd like to be sure.
Yeah, I just don't know how much longer we kick the can down the road.
I'm totally
You
agreeing
know,
with that.
guys putting in application, you know.
There's two sides to every story.
No, I get that.
Take it from a person that's in the middle of the story.
Right, no, I totally understand
He
people
said
being
for this
upset.
lawyers is fine, but
Yeah.
on another side, there's a whole nother argument.
Yeah, no, I get it, I get it. If there was even a question that it was resource protection,
And
then
that's what.
right, but I'm pretty confident the map is the
So
map.
what George, there is a legal argument. I don't know if it's valid.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the town vote obliges the select board to act on its vote, which I believe it does. So there's like a lot of stickiness here. There was a screw up a while back. this land was probably in limited residential. It should have been protected. It looks like it wasn't. It looks like somebody tried to get past that by signing a document last week, which sounds pretty sketchy to me. 20 years late,
You voted.
whether it was right or not.
They voted it in
Voted
92. All the paperwork's right here.
It doesn't matter. It wasn't done in a timely fashion, which is
Have you
the law,
seen all this?
which is the law. Right? It doesn't matter.
You guys are
Now,
speaking
I
about.
think.
So why are you so, can I ask you a question? Why are you so dead set against having a piece of property
I'm
that
not.
the landowner approved
I am
that was twice, that wasn't in resource protection? Why are you guys taking such a battle to go against that?
So, I would love it that Tyler would be able to build there and make some money off the thing. I'm concerned that the planning board, the code enforcement for the past 20 some odd years has had some pretty major screw ups. I get you missed the last meeting when I thanked the board.
I watched it
trying-
before I got here.
Okay, good. Well, I thank the board for trying to clean up the messes that were left from before. But we can't have this continue. We've got to do it right. If it takes time, we're gonna do it right.
I
It's
can't
just,
believe
there's
we got
many
to
other properties, excuse me,
And
there's many
just
other
going
properties
around
on
in
this
circles.
lake and other lakes that may try and push the limits beyond what they should.
Okay, can we, I'm concerned about Mr. Evans' situation. First thing I would like to ask if Mr. Evans can stand his patience to the next meeting so we can probably consult with our lawyer on this, on the legal grounds of this back and forth and how we deal with the community that is on the concept that this is resource protection now. Because they voted to stay in resource protection, even when it was never in resource protection the last 20 years. So if I can stretch your patience on that, I think it's preempting to let you say, to tell you today, go and do whatever you want with Bugger stream because it's on the right side. I think.
You are independent. I think the explanation doesn't hold up. We now have everything we need, which we had prior.
Yeah, I understand that, but we need to deal with this portion of things, unfortunately. And you're part of the community, we're together in it. So if you give us, I would say, we have to vote on this anyways. If the board said that we don't need to go to a lawyer, well, then you're free to run free. But I think it will be
Not
prudent
quite, but
prudent to hold on to that, so I'm begging you for your patience.
I don't wanna come to another meeting on this. You gotta be honest, I'm so fed up. I am at my wit's end with this. This is unbelievable.
You're fed up, you have no idea where I am. So all I'm asking as an amicable proposal is to hold you on some that because I'm not particularly, I'm not quite sure of what the final legal opinion will be. And it will be to have a good final opinion from a lawyer. I think in my mind, my resolution mind, I think Craig is on the right on what he's saying. And but I having the stamp the lawyer will be cream on the top. Yeah,
But does the board have the jurisdiction to do that? We have a map now. We have the proper zoning. The board can't say, no, wait.
I would love to say that you're right, Mr. Aaron's, but we don't.
We
Because
do.
we have a boat, we have right now, 700 plus citizens of this town that vehemently believe, if they have not looked at this video, that this area where you are resource protection. You know it's not.
They should have had an explanation on that 3 meetings ago. We just keep kicking the can.
I don't kicking any can, Mr.
But that is
I'm
exactly-
not gonna hustle this out till I get the right thing done.
We have it done though. That's the thing. We can have 6 more
I'm
meetings.
glad
It's
that you have
not going
that
to
clear in
change.
your mind, but in my mind, it's not because there's another 700 people in this town that voted on that meeting that believe differently. So it's our job, however, by whatever the legal counsel says, take the time to explain this to the whole town. Because the last thing I wanted to know is that you start building and you have 50 people showing to your place,
I already
you agree?
The target you guys have put on me by these mistakes and dragging out every meeting you
I have not,
increases that.
I have not,
This is wrong on every level.
I have not done any of such, and if you wanna take me to court, go for it. All right, I'm pretty sure I'm doing the right thing in making sure that everybody's stakes is clear and fair, and that your claim will be accepted by the whole town. All right? So that
Shouldn't we
said,
have
that said,
35 days to approve a complete application. And then it's set,
Yeah.
I think it's been 35 days.
so that's it, I guess Mr. Shear, I wanna say something else and I lost track of what I was gonna say. No, one more thing, 'cause I know what I was gonna say next. Mr. Dallas and Mr. Chapu. I think, what is the page where it says, the 6 items that the landowner had to prove? Can move from resource protection to, limited thinking, can somebody please, yeah, the criteria.
It's,
Wendy,
If you don't mind, I'd like to clarify something, another point.
Just, let me finish this, because I want to, present this to Mr. Dallas and Mr. Chapu. There seems to be a thought that because Mr. Evans was able to prove his case, in if that would be, if in the right concept, this piece of land would be in resource protection, and we move it to limited residential. We went through a process with Mr. Evans, and 20 years ago, the Hammons went through the same process. Somehow it got shoveled in the way. So this process is very detailed and unique. It's 6 steps, and there was overwhelming evidence that the 6 steps were correct in moving from resource protection to land use. So if somebody at the end of the Horse Point, I think it's that's resource protection, that area there, wants to move that to a limited residential, they have to go through this proof. They have to come here and spend 3 meetings with us, like Mr. Evans did, improving this thing. And this thing is not easy to prove. It's not like I can drop up tomorrow, buy a Horse Point area, resource protection, somebody said it, sell it to me for $1, and I said, oh, I went to the planning board, and they signed out and changed it to limited residential. It's not that easy.
I'm not saying that it is, what, I'm curious what page that is.
It's page 20.
Of the.
And it's section 13, establishment of districts, a resource protection district. You have to comply with those 6 steps, and it's a mojo big deal to get all that evidence. And Mr. Evans did that. And I feel terrible for Mr. Evans that beyond the doubt without the proof of doubt, he had gone beyond and far in proving this, and in less than 3 minutes in that town meeting, somebody said that they run a 4-wheeler in his property, which I don't even know they got in his property, because it's private property, and the 4-wheeler got stuck in the property. What a statement. Can you show me a picture of the 4-wheeler? Are you sure you were in his property? So that said, it's painful to me to see this community be involved in this situation like this, and people being concerned now that all their resource protection areas in this town are gonna be flipped to limited residential like for nothing. It was Mr. Evans went through a long process, come here and prove this out.
I don't doubt that.
It's not gonna be just a big deal or a something that was done under the table. Again, Mr. Evans is crown jewel development. It had nothing to do with that. I'm not winning. I'm not getting any into it. None of us are. We're just trying to do the right thing. And unfortunately, right now we have a situation where we have to put on hold a little bit this whole thing, because from my point of view, we have the whole town believing that this is resource protection, and we have to walk this and navigate this in a way that is expeditious for Mr. Evans, but also clear for everybody, especially us, and having a legal opinion of our council will be wonderful. It protects everybody. And same way.
So I can, try to clear something up.
Go ahead, please, Mr. Havel, let's move.
Alright. 1974, the original maps, this was limited residential. Alright, in 1992, we all know there was a vote to take it out of resource protection. Okay, 2 landowners now have done this. Skip Hammond and Tyler have done the research and addressed the board that why it should not be in resource.
And that's all documented.
It is, and that's why there was a vote in 1992. And Mr. Dallas mentioned something being sketchy. What seems to be sketchy is how this land keeps getting into resource protection. There is no evidence of any vote.
How did it get in?
Discussion, put it into resource protection.
Well, I think the fact that it was never perfected in terms of removing it from.
Well, I believe 1990, the government came through.
And I believe that
Yes, the
board-
government did come through, federal government came through and they used this wetlands mapper or whatever stuff through US Fisheries and Wildlife. State of Maine adopted their platform to define wetlands. And if you look at that map, it shows his lot as a wetland area.
Based on satellite imaging.
No, yeah, I'm just saying,
Yeah, no, we went through this.
no, but I'm just, that's how it gets put back in.
No,
When the map got updated, if you read the notes in the map of the references that they use, this is one of the references that they use. But also in the disclaimer, it says that's not to be used for or misconstrued as boundaries, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So that's how, when this company that I've got requested from the town, I want the communications between the two, how did that map get drawn that way? And at what request? You say the old map, I'm saying it's the new map, the one that hung for 20 years, that map. Company's still in business in New Hampshire. And I'm trying to do my research to get it right in my mind. To figure out, well, why did that get put in resource protection? Well, I can understand that through federal government and the mapping data that they're using. They use that as a reference. And then maybe that's what never got corrected. You understand what I'm saying? So it came there for 20 years. Nobody's done anything on that property. That map has sat there for 20 years and said resource protection. You're proving that it should have been pulled out, but that's why it got drawn in there previously, because it's still defined under that mapping system that it's a wetland. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense, but again. There's no shadiness here.
No,
I'm not saying there's anything shady here, if you're trying to imply that that's what I'm saying, no. I said the history of what has gone on was, I don't know the term, I didn't use shady, it was, I'll call it sketchy.
Sketches, yeah.
Sketchy, sure, sketchy.
that was prior
But at
to
the
any
same
of the board
time,
members. Nobody
you know,
is
I-
responsible for this.
I know that this board does its best to do the right thing. I know Ms. Langett well, and I know that she would not have the opinion that she has without good, solid facts. My guess is that Mr. Evans has done his homework and that his legal team shows that, yes, that should not be in wetland protection. However, we are stuck in a very difficult spot at the moment because there are potentially different legal opinions here. I've done my best to make clear what my research shows. I'm not an attorney. Last week or 2 weeks ago, when we last met, there was discussion of approaching the town's attorney to get this resolved. I hoped it would be resolved by today. I'm sure Mr. Evans would like to have had it resolved by today. I implored the board to
There
reach out
was
to the attorney to do it.
Let me
please.
explain to you, from the last meeting to
clear it up.
today, I've been MIA. Had no energy in this thing whatsoever. So we charged Mr. Baker with it, and he caused delay himself because the person that he needed to see in DEP was on vacation or was out of the office. So you gotta understand that in this thing, it's not like, I think now and it's done tomorrow. We depend on different resources to pin them up and get the information in. So I'm actually delighted with the fact that in 2 weeks, Mr. Baker was able to put all this together right here. So, and present it today. So now, and then this is the other thing, whether Mr. Baker, we all got to talk about this outside of the meeting, which is inappropriate, we have to bring this up to this meeting where it's public. And this is when really takes turn. So we couldn't actually contact the lawyer in the meantime, because we need to come to the public forum to present all this and people see what we're doing, how we are dialoguing this thing. Now we are at the point where we have to decide whether we want a legal opinion or not.
I wanna make a motion.
That makes sense, thank you.
After George, I wanna make a motion.
Ms. George and Mr. Evans, and then we do the motion.
So to move the ball forward, couldn't we suggest that Tyler resubmit his application because he's withdrawn it, so it's not even tabled at this point. And at the same time, in the next week and a half, we seek a legal opinion advice with regard to the January vote, whether that has any meaning whatsoever on our current situation and then in that same time period, also ask to be placed on the select board's agenda to explain the situation to them, because I feel they should know. And that way, if we would, hopefully we'll have an opinion that, it's great that Tyler's got an opinion from his attorney and that others have done research, but we have to go with what the town attorney says. He's who's gonna defend the town in court. If our decision to approve Tyler's application or whatever the decision's gonna be is challenged. And so that would be my suggestion for moving forward. And it's a little different than how we normally operate, because normally how we operate is we have the letter that goes to the town attorney comes back to the board for separate approval. We would not have that luxury. We would have to authorize you, me, whoever, to draft up something within certain parameters, so that we could get it to the attorney in this time frame.
You might also ask him if certifying that map 20 years later is acceptable, because that might speed up the process. He says yes.
But we haven't had any maps certified, so it follows suit with what's going on, so.
Mary said she didn't know that they ever had to be certified. She looked it up because I asked, how did this happen? She looked it up, she said, I had no idea this had to be done. Looked it up, we confirmed that it does. So I did what's best from now moving forward. But I asked the same questions. She said, I can't correct what was done in the past, but knowing what I know now and what has to be done, make it right. So to that point, there won't be an application from me for the lawyer to review, because these are non-conforming lots that can be issued permits through the CEO. So that application that I had was a special exception that we were operating under Resource Protection District. And in preparation for that next meeting, that's when Rich found the 92 vote, 2004 map, everything unraveled. So that application was only applicable when we were under the impression that it was resource protection. So for the lawyer to review the process to nullify that warrant article, to address the town, I'm gonna be the biggest advocate to do that right. I wouldn't fight that, I would encourage it. To pay the lawyer with taxpayer money, as I'm a resident in town, 250 acres of town, raised my family here, to spend taxpayer money to have a lawyer review everything that you have reviewed over the last 6 to 8 months, to get them up to speed, to give that's what they would be doing, to give them all the information that we already have, seems like a massive waste of resources when the outcome cannot change. There may, it's put back in resource protection based on something that Phil Saucier sees. It's literally just wasting money for him to review by the minute everything that you guys have done, the select board's done. So I would be a proponent of his recommendation on addressing the town, correcting the record, but for him to review everything that's already done, the map moving forward, is
I never said that we're gonna do that,
But that would require me to come back, so, you know, instead of.
no, I never said that we're gonna review your application. I
Oh,
said
that's
that
what
we,
that's what George.
I-
Yeah, I was in error. I apologize. I forgot the context of the application, at the time.
So
So there's nothing
basically,
for Laura to review, that's my point, like, your piece on communicating this, making this right with the town and all of the residents. Absolutely has to happen, but that is completely independent of letting the landowner move forward with his land as classified.
and I agree, so I don't even think we have to move on anything. And Tyler can move along with the CEO because the town's already stamped it. So you can get your legal advice on how to address the town, but there's no way we can stop him from doing anything. Doesn't come to us anyways.
I have a question. You said he withdrew his original application, so you're asking him to resubmit?
I did, but I forgot, when I said that, I forgot that it was, for the special except, he was only filing an application with the planning board because at the time, we were thinking that it was resource protection and he was filing under the special exception provision in the ordinance that would, potentially allow somebody to develop in resource protection.
Thank God I did.
And I had forgotten that history. And you know, the 2004 map is the official map down in Belgrade at this point in time. You know, the ordinance allows Tyler to apply to the code enforcement officer because it's a conforming lot. If it was a non-conforming lot, it would have to come to the planning board, but it's a conforming lot in terms of size and frontage.
So my question, so he could submit a new application just to Hans, he doesn't have to go through the planning board and proceed?
That's my understanding of the ordinance.
That would be the case if it's a conforming lot.
Yeah.
Conforming district.
You know, if we're a principal structure.
Yeah.
That's the case.
okay,
So,
so, are you heard what you said, Mr. Alexander,
yeah,
very well?
so let's move along. If you wanna contact. If somebody wants to write up something to send it to the attorney for our own. Discussion.
Yeah.
Then, all right, let's do that, but I wanna see the draft.
Yeah.
And. In the meantime, we cannot prevent Tyler from doing anything, from moving on.
In the right of the owner to do that, I agree with you, Mr. Alexander. But I think we are really defaulting the town of Belgrade in doing that.
I don't think so,
it's-
because they just stamped it.
Listen, there was a vote in January. And it practically.
I don't think Mary didn't know about that vote.
I don't know about that, Mr. Alexander, but I'm trying to make my point and you're interrupting me.
I know,
The
but
point-
you keep repeating
And
it.
so are you, you're doing the same thing. So that said, I think we are, it's just gonna create more havoc. Not being able to answer a resident of the town for what said, how come Mr. Evans is building when that is resource protection?
I can give you a call, I'll gladly explain it.
Here's our lawyer review,
Do more.
done. And then nobody have to call you or.
But spending $10,000 for a lawyer to review that isn't gonna provide anything that we don't already have.
You don't know that it's
I
$10,000.
100% know that.
Mr. Evans,
So the
you
dollar
know,
amount.
this is my meeting and you're trying to run it your way. I'm saying that we're gonna get a lawyer opinion and it's gonna be only 2 weeks. I don't know what 14 days is gonna be, what difference is gonna be with it. I don't know what you're smiling about. But it's not gonna make, it's not gonna be any difference into it. Well, it's insane what is happening. And it's stuff that I have no doing into it. I have to deal with all this unravel of the information that, or things that were not done before, and I'm trying to do the best thing for everybody, not only for you, for everybody. And in taking this step another 14 days, it's not gonna change anything. I mean.
Well, you're gonna do that, Will, but it's not, that's totally independent.
Okay,
That is the.
and I will entertain a motion.
I just got a question,
Go
how
ahead.
could we prevent him from moving forward?
We cannot prevent him, but if he does, and there creates more issues, just like is water over the dam and other things. I plead with this board to wait till we have the vote of the town first before we do things. So now we have a owner in the town, a resident in the town that's already have a subdivision approved, have everything ready to rock and roll, and we are holding back because of this vote that we have in January, and then all this mess up that we have with our own document internally. So we, in good faith for the maintaining the trust of the whole town, which the residents part of, or the owners part of, I'm just asking, pleading with all of you, just to do this thing, get the attorney's opinion. And now it's even better, because now I'm hearing that whatever we're gonna send to an attorney, we have to approve it before it's sent. So we're talking about another month into it. Because we're gonna prepare that, unless we call for an emergency meeting. There's no year that the attorney opinion in 2 weeks, it's gonna be in 4 weeks, because next meeting, we're gonna approve what we're gonna send to the attorney. And then the following week is when we want, in 4 weeks from now is when we're gonna have the final opinion of the attorney. But in the meantime, I hear that the board is saying that we can leave the applicant leave and go and start building on something that the whole town think that is resource protection, when it's really not. For the 10 people that are here, probably, but for the rest of the town, it's not. And it's breaching the trust of the town on us, just moving forward on this small tunnel that we know is completely secure, but nobody else knows that the tunnel is
Yeah,
there.
but I mean, they gotta do their own due diligence. At some point, they're gonna have to figure it out that it's not.
So you're saying, screw the town, we're gonna move with it.
I'm not saying screw the town, I'm saying the facts are the facts, and the people are.
I understand that, but there's a way to communicate this thing, that I don't
That's
think
not
what we're doing is gonna be feasible and fair to the residents of the town. This is you.
I think we're at a point where we could entertain a motion on
Little opinion.
seeking a legal opinion from the town attorney with respect to what, if any, impact the if we're at that point, I'll make a motion.
Please.
I would make a motion that we seek an opinion and advice from the town attorney with respect to what, if any, impact the vote in at January's town meeting has on the official the 2004 official town zoning map. And secondly, whether or not a multi-year delay in certification has any legal is of any legal significance.
Specifically 20-year delay.
You don't know that though, because if we think
No.
that map was hung.
Yeah, we
in
don't
the
know
town
that map
office,
is fine.
We don't know when that map was swapped out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, I would,
I would say all the way back to 74, because that map wasn't even certified, so we never had a certified.
Never has.
well,
Where do we start?
Yeah.
well,
30-year delay.
we've had this discussion in the past, you know, I think it's important for this board not to perpetuate the errors of the past. And one of the errors of the past are the one that you just pointed out, Hans, is that not only maps haven't been properly certified by the town clerk, but ordinances have. Ordinances in this book have not been, that we're operating under, have not been certified by the town, by a town clerk. And I don't know why that is. It seems sloppy to me. But that's the way it is. And so, you know, but because of people have made mistakes in the past, we should be better than that and not perpetuate those errors. Because the ordinance very clearly states that the map has to be certified by the town clerk. We have that now. And so we should move on.
Right, you know, you're not gonna make a motion to take that map down. And that map is there, it's gonna stay there, who's gonna fight it when we know it's correct? We're just gonna keep going.
I can point out things on that map right now that aren't correct.
as.
So we have a motion.
So we have a motion on the floor, so we're
Yeah,
gonna,
do you ask-
I need a second.
1 second, would you add, to it also, an opinion from the attorney on how to address this to the town, explain this away or?
I don't think we need his opinion on that. I think that's not a legal issue. I think that's just a question of
I thought she
population.
had mentioned she wanted to ask the.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
of
no,
the
I'm
opinion
cool
that
with
if the town,
Well,
Lorna's
No, our-
opinion,
based on the legal opinion from the lawyer, then we can use that, and it's not. So that's what I'm saying is.
said,
That comes right out per month. Two meetings,
Yeah.
Well, you, I
or
guess,
if we get something drafted and sent to them.
You're not living like.
well,
So.
it depends. It depends on whether you said you wanted to see it as is normally the practice. We can't legally. One of us, me or whoever, draft something and then circulate it for comment by email. That's illegal.
we can ask for an emergency meeting next Thursday.
Do an emergency meeting, we'd have to do, but,
You guys wanna
but
do?
again, the decision now, for better or worse, from Hans' perspective, falls to him. Cause the application would go to him.
Right, that was my next question. Would this vote on the motion, would that doesn't delay Mr. Tyler?
It does,
I don't think so. I mean, my interest in the motion I made is to. For board decisions at this board going forward. They come to the board. To solidify the foundation under the 2004 map. The legal
so
foundation.
we have a motion, do we have a second?
Yeah, I second that.
All right, so we have any further discussion about this? We're already discussing, but any further discussion about the motion?
So we're clear, it's not gonna delay
If it's not gonna delay
Tyler.
Does that?
No,
We've got a certified map. I don't see where we have to vote to accept that.
I mean,
Certified
Well,
map,
this is
because
the
we've
thing.
done it.
What about if the lawyer said, if,
What is,
a map that is not certified by the clerk was not valid? And we will go.
We don't have to.
We were, all that I'm talking. We voted in January on the map that was not certified. It's certified now, all right? But when we did the vote, it was not certified. So I don't know what the lawyer's gonna say about that and about the vote. So if the whole legal thing comes to say, well, you know what? The right map is the 1970, and that's it. It's the only one certified, and you guys were voting on something that was.
That was certified.
Well, it was not certified either. So if nothing was certified, we have to go forward, backwards of that, and figure out a map that is certified by the clerk. Now, if the lawyer said, it don't matter because it's common in Maine, having these problems going, and if we're gonna be chasing every certified map, it would, nothing will roll. So that means then we're moving forward, and we're 2004, and Mr. Evans is clear, ready to go. So I'm concerned what exactly the lawyer is gonna say, and that, in my view, depending what the lawyer will say, it might clear Mr. Evans, the right next day, the lawyer is, give the word, or it might not.
Well, I'm right there with every other applicant that's ever come before Belgrade then.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not right at all. I'm the same as every other limited residential permit that's ever been issued. If we're saying that we're expecting an opinion from a lawyer to say, oh, there's no certified map, that's null and void. We never have, so
so
that's
that means every permit's null and void that we've ever given up.
right.
No, because every other, property in this town doesn't have this issue.
Oh,
Exclusively,
Doesn't have.
mine doesn't have the issue anymore. It's limited residential.
oh, well, this.
There's others that were
Your side of the story is saying it's limited residential. There's legal arguments to say that it still hasn't been legally removed from resource protection. That's what you guys.
That's why.
You need that legal thing.
It's
Has
a different cloud over your property, Mr. Evans, than in any other property time.
Pretty much.
Two is official. It's Paul.
Here, let me just say that
Sure,
that's what I was in the position of doing that job.
So
I was told by the county-
excuse me,
I understand, there is a problem.
we hired Mr. Baker, doesn't.
I was told by an attorney that if an area is not zoned, then it's zoned as the least restricted least restricted district, which would be general development. So we certainly don't want to go back to the point of saying, we don't have a map.
Yeah, so there, everything will be general.
Yeah, right.
I never said that we don't have a
On
map.
that map you just hung, I'll point to you a piece of property that's a swamp right by us that has no designation on it. So what you just said would go right on that map right there. And that's right down my road.
There's a lot of them like
It's
that.
right on that map. It's that piece that's not designated. So someone can look in here and say, that's an undesignated piece. I want general whatever.
But that all.
It's right on that map.
Well, that map is in question, it should
Yeah.
not be hanging on the wall. The one that's been, the rule of law for the past 20 years should be the map that's hanging on the wall till.
Right,
This
so-
issue is resolved.
So we have a motion and a second, exclusively for legal opinion. Can we vote on that? We're ready to vote on that?
How much is this opinion gonna cost?
I have no idea.
We have, aren't we,
We have a running.
We have a budget.
Pay for, we got a, the town attorney. We have a contract, so it's, I think we pay one fee.
For the year.
For the year,
Unlimited questions?
yeah.
Yeah, they're on retainer.
Okay, we ready to vote?
Yeah,
personal question though?
Mr. Sakara,
Yes.
Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander.
Yes, but it doesn't, on record. It doesn't stop Tyler from working with the CEO.
And I will say yes to, I'm not sure about what Mr. Alexander says. Possibly is that way, but I'm particularly not sure about that. So we have a record, and we have a motion and we. Motion.
Second.
Follow-
That's why I asked you specifically,
Sure,
what can we do to prevent him from moving forward? Because if this vote was to prevent him moving forward.
no,
I know.
no, the vote is not to prevent.
That's not my motion.
Okay.
It's not to prevent him from moving forward.
Yeah.
What we don't understand, or at least I don't understand, is the impact of the lawyer's opinion. If the lawyer's opinion, when he's done with his opinion, if he's gonna prevent him from moving forward or not. I mean, that's part of
That, that's up to, that would be. Hans, that would be doing that.
Right, I mean. If I may,
Sure,
I mean, Tyler's well aware of the circumstances. Hans is well aware of the circumstances. They know there's a margin of risk here. It's their decision, not ours.
Right.
And the town. Where,
all right,
You want
So-
to have the hot seat, Hans?
Yeah, hot potato, plain hot potato.
Yeah,
so that's supposed to be something for Hans to discuss with his own boss.
Like Hans.
So now the question is, who's gonna make the letter?
Well, did you vote?
Yeah, we don't vote,
Yeah, it's 5-0.
we're gonna ask the lawyer,
Oh, 5-0?
5-0,
Okay.
yes.
I mean, I'm happy to do it. If you wanna do it, that's fine with me. If somebody else wants to do it, that's fine.
I'll be delighted that
I
you're
mean-
doing.
It's just a draft anyway, that's gonna come back to the full board, so.
Now, do we want to have a 5-minute emergency meeting next Thursday? To approve that the draft so it can be sent next Thursday, next Friday? We wanna do that?
I mean, I can do it, but, you know, I'll.
Meeting next Thursday, you're fine.
Have to work for a
5
living.
Not opposed to, I won't be here because I'm heading down,
Okay,
I won't be back till April 3rd.
so we need 3 for quorum, only 3 of us need to be here.
I don't believe it's gonna be 5 minutes.
What makes you say that?
I mean,
Mr. Sakara over here, I over here, Mr. Seal over here.
I'll be here too. So let's do it earlier as well,
Okay, what
5
time?
o'clock.
Alright, sounds great.
Now, this is to review the letter that George is gonna write to
And
the.
that's the
Yeah,
only
you can't
thing.
send it. Can't send it via.
Mr. Seal gonna put that draft, I gotta be out tomorrow morning. And he's gonna send it to all of us. We don't wanna talk about it among us.
Right,
We're gonna receive it, we're gonna digest it at home individually, and then Thursday, we come here at 5 o'clock and say, I like it, I like it, I like it, done, 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. 30 seconds.
but this is a letter to the attorney, Sarah, it's not a letter to the town.
It's not a letter to town, it's a letter to the attorney.
Okay,
And I, of course, will send it to Hans so it can be posted, as part of
Meeting.
the agenda.
And Hans is gonna have to, post his meeting tomorrow morning, huh?
And next, can we make it at 5?
Yeah,
Nicholas?
Oh, sounds like a plan. Right.
Do we
So-
need to vote on that? Establish an emergency meeting.
Yeah, agree, yes. So I want to take a motion for that.
I'll make a motion, to establish a, emergency meeting, what's that, the 26th?
26, yeah.
March 26th at 5 p.m. With one agenda item, and that is review of, letter to the town of Plymouth.
I second that.
Thank you. We're gonna, any further discussion? I see none. Mr. Sakara?
Yes.
Mr. Baker?
Yes.
Mr. Seal?
Yes.
Mr. Alexander?
Yes.
And Mr. Lang, I say yes, it's 5 in favor, none opposed, and we're having a meeting next Tuesday. Wow, we killed that one, didn't we? So next item in the, any other questions or comments from the public?
Nice job. Seriously, like, that's some hard
Hey,
stuff to deal with.
We're so bored, it's not all about that, and,
And the emergency meeting, because, you know, the fellow's been waiting for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm sensitive to that, but there's a bigger question involved here.
yeah,
I would like you to consider that map on the wall is in
Come down.
question and it should come down. Thank you.
no problem, thank you. Any further questions or comments?
I have one
When,
for the office. If you see inconsistencies with this map or whatever map, please
let us know.
submit your concerns.
Yeah.
So that it can be addressed, the map can be made correct.
Who do you
send those to? You?
I would say it's gotta go through the planning board first, and then I'll go.
Yeah, Mary.
Yeah, because it takes a village, you know what I mean?
So copy us on that. Please copy, and anything that you do for this town, you have to copy me a bomb.
Yeah, map lot, you stay at the house where it is.
Yeah, and one
In the
of
town manager.
Stays the path.
one of the,
Yes.
the last discussion that you said is maybe we have to create a real, everybody agrees this is the map, and have the town approve it.
Exactly.
Hopefully not delaying what he's.
And,
Trying to-
and that said, we're gonna have a June meeting. So you guys wanna have any article in that June meeting, maybe particularly for this issue of the map, we have to move on that quickly. Cause I think Mary's taking off stuff till,
No, there's
so the
like
first week,
Shane
April,
said,
second.
there's spots and there's a letter of other spots that I'm not sure that they've ever been corrected. Because there's been no other map vote. So.
But
know what I'm
with it,
talking about.
I guess my point is that the deadline to put articles in that, in the ballot for the June vote.
I'm not worried about rushing this, I don't think that if we rush it, it
Oh, I
looks
see, what you're saying.
sketchy.
So either
Let's
just
take some
get
time.
it, get our act together for the June vote or the November vote. So, but the point is that we don't wanna leave this in the air and then come 2 years later with it. Since we have it now hot and fresh, get it done. Yeah. So, any other questions, comments?
There's some paperwork that you guys have a copy of, I think the DEP stuff that worked on, is it possible to see that?
There's somebody here.
Oh, cool, I didn't see that. Perfect.
So that said, I appreciate everybody's patience, especially I appreciate Mr. Evans' patience with this whole thing. And I apologize for the delay. I know that you're anxious to get this wrapped up. But please understand that we owe, this board owe a respect and a trust line to all the people in town, you included. So that said, we move to the next topic here. Batteries, energy storage systems. We should
Wrapping it up with everything.
take that up and do the minutes. And leave the rest of the next meeting. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We just do skipping over BESS.
You're skipping the battery.
I was keeping the battery,
That's yours.
energy storage systems. It's something that you have worked on very quickly, really strongly, Mr. Smith.
I'm sorry.
Battery energy storage systems.
So at the last meeting, I had volunteered to contact KV Cog. I did so, and I got a response back, which I'll hand out, but I'll summarize also. Hans has already seen this, but it's going. Basically, KV Cog, and I heard from Grania Shaw, who we worked with in the past, of course, on the housing issues and the ordinance amendments required to comply with state law, but she's worked on a couple of these ordinances already. She forwarded both a copy of an ordinance, a draft ordinance from Gardner. Oh, thank you. More copy. Which Hans has forwarded to us, as well as something that he provided in our materials here, which is a state model ordinance that just recently came out in January from the Maine Department of Energy Resources. But the key question that I was asked to try to get an answer to was, would they be able to provide technical assistance to us in the development of amendments to the commercial development review ordinance specific to these battery energy storage systems under our membership, our KV Cog membership, or would we have to contract with them and actually pay an out-of-pocket fee? And the answer is the latter, because of we're already in the queue for them to provide us with assistance as a member of KV Cog under our membership dues for the housing, and also and maybe more importantly, because of the work they've done under the membership dues on the comprehensive plan, Down's new comprehensive plan. So that leaves us with the question of do we want to contract with KV? Does the town want to contract with KV Cog at some? I don't know what the cost would be, but and if so, where would the money come from? Because we obviously have budgeted for this. So that's the essence of the response I got. She did talk a little bit about the housing stuff, in the sense that she just confirmed that there's a bill working its way through the legislature, as she put it, to fix the prior bill. I don't know why. I'm a little suspicious when I hear legislators they're gonna fix something.
Well, they came up with LD 1829 to fix LD 2003.
Right, and now they got a third bill.
2000 LD 2023 to fix LD 1829. So we're in their queue to fix our ordinances, but we should just pass for another year. until the state figures out what they want to do.
Yeah, I didn't ask her about the housing stuff at all. She just happened to mention it in passing.
Yeah.
Um,
So this here, this model ordinance actually starts on page 46. And Lake Shoreline Zone, the state provided a model ordinance as a core to build from. And I don't think we need to reinvent the wheel. If we review this, it's like building a town and municipality here type stuff. And see what it says, review it and talk about it next meeting. And if it looks solid enough or what our concerns might be,
so you're saying, Hans, we should go on our own.
come up with a rough draft.
It might be,
Or I mean, review it, at least think about it. We don't
yeah,
have to
no,
act on
I
it.
agree. I mean,
I think
I think that makes sense because this may take us far enough down the road that.
That we have
And maybe, if we come up with a draft, I mean, we are gonna have the town attorney look at it anyway. You always have to.
Yeah.
I mean, she did go on to say she has a few issues with this, but, wasn't specific, but. Maybe if we've already drafted something, she would review it under our membership, I don't know. But I think you're right, I think this is a good place to start.
Yeah, that's kind of very generic.
so this is all just talking about solar energy systems.
The energy storage, yeah, not solar.
Yeah, they-
Wind power, could be just.
Well, we have a solar ordinance already in place.
Yeah, it addresses both and they have model ordinances for each. So
Yeah,
there's one for solar and one for
solar and
battery
accessory,
energy storage systems.
and accessory, so, and accessory, yeah, whatever.
Interestingly, the garden, what Gardner's done is they have a single ordinance that deals with battery energy storage systems in commercial data centers. And so they're obviously concerned about all the energy that those kind of facilities consume.
So I wasn't here last meeting, I didn't get that.
That's it right there, it's hard to read. But that's the best we can do.
Yeah, the problem I have with Gardner's is that it's, when we looked at other towns in the past for other reasons, theirs is built into a zoning ordinance, so it's a little harder to just translate into a town like.
Are they a watershed? Garden?
Well, they're on the Kennebec and Copper Stream, so they do have part of at least one lake.
Yeah, then it's.
And really-
That's what I'm calling it.
To Craig's point, we could just delete solar out of here and say energy systems. Ordinance for
Yeah.
whether you're just doing a backup storage for the grid, because a lot of places do that. So Tom's told us it's
Doesn't have to be,
They have-
it can be wind, it can be other sources.
even just the regular CMP power,
Yeah.
if they got enough people like Nick putting energy back in the system that they don't have a full demand for what they're providing, that energy gets stored too.
So in this document from the state that Hans provided us, if you go to page 59, that's the start of the main model battery energy storage ordinance. And it's distinctly different.
I got page 46.
When-
Solar.
59 is what's in mine.
Name?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So I think if everybody took a look at that, and at our next regular meeting, we had time to give everybody's view change.
That's good. Okay. So any further discussion on battery energy storage systems? You're not. So now we move on to the rural minutes. And we have two sets.
You're gonna start on February 19th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Morel, all these notes are done from the AI.
AI,
It's all AI done.
oh no, I take notes on attendance and motions and I did all my notes and then I went to AI and if I could fill in some more information, I did that.
But most of all the dialogue here is done by AI, all the summary of the dialogue.
Oh, some of it, yeah, yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh, yeah, the discussion of the camp development and the mill stream, and yeah, those things were AI. But I had to make corrections
Yeah, I bet.
to it.
This is facilitating your job or not?
I'm sorry,
Is the AI facilitating your job?
it makes it much easier,
Okay.
yeah. But as you can see, I've got 1, 2, and a lot of that shorthand.
It's so sad that they don't show shorthand in school anymore.
Yeah, I love it.
I sure could use it.
I had to take that in high school,
You did?
Yeah.
Can you read it?
not anymore.
Mrs.
In fact, I couldn't at the time either.
Strickland was wonderful.
Anymore, I used to.
I wish I had one.
Yeah,
And they didn't taught us.
it helps,
Some.
especially when George is rattling off emotion.
remember way back when I started the sport, the minutes were like 1 page, 2 page. Way back when.
The good old days.
Yeah. The whole meeting, since we're for different, the whole meeting right there.
And we had more corrections.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
back then we had all the corrections. Yeah.
That's right.
I can't vote on this one, so I wasn't.
First one.
Yeah.
It was near the first one either. So are we ready to vote?
So,
So, on the minutes of February the 19th. I'm gonna need do we have corrections to the minutes?
I only had one minor one, and that is on the second to last page and last page under next steps.
Yeah.
AI obviously doesn't like to spell my name correctly.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, I mean, it makes sense when you think about it.
I usually catch that and I didn't. Huh, I'm sorry, George.
I've gone throughout my entire life with people misspelling them.
Oh, my goodness.
what is,
Otherwise, it looks good.
what is that? Seal, where does that originate from?
Germany.
German. Was it always seal or did it get changed?
No, it was always
Seal.
sealed. Yeah, no, they didn't change it at Ellis Island or anything
Yeah.
like that.
My family did.
Yeah, I bet.
Thank you for calling that to my attention.
I had a comment on the the sentence just before that, paragraph A on first page. The planning board meeting began with instructions and the discussion about signing. I think it ought to say that the planning board signed the subdivision plans, not just discussed them. Did you see where that is?
Yeah, that was
So straight through a discussion about.
the Cluey.
No, that was Tyler's, wasn't it?
What was?
Tyler,
What was that?
the slot knot.
Oh, right, sorry, yep.
So we're gonna change it, Rich, to say the planning board meeting began with introductions and signed.
Signing of the previously approved subdivision plan of Tyler.
And signed the previously approved subdivision. Okay,
So,
planning
shut
board
down
meeting
your-
began with introductions and.
So we had the
Fine.
papers coming in
And signed the previously approved subdivision.
Yeah, Tyler Estates.
Dire Estates. Yeah. Did you get that?
What?
Of Dyer's Estates.
Of Dire Estates,
Of
specify
Dire-
which one it is.
Okay, thanks.
Alright, I got something. Do you have anything?
No,
Page 2. Applicant says decision, Craig Alexander made a motion to table the application until. And strike through, they received confirmation from town clerk. It was until submitted by applicant, resubmitted by applicant.
Fred Alexander made a motion to table the application until
Resubmitted by applicant.
resubmitted by applicant.
And you can kind of put a period there and strike out the rest of that sentence.
Okay? Oh, that there have been no blah, blah,
Yeah, because that's irrelevant.
that there have been no changes to the map since 2004. Take it out.
Yeah.
Got it, thank you.
And then. The next section down, old business not on agenda. Rich Baker made a motion to accept the draft addendum. And it should say findings of fact of section 16E.
Addendum of finding of facts
No.
of section 16E.
Addendum, findings of facts of section 16E. So before you need to insert findings of fact.
So it reads, Rich Baker made a motion to accept the draft addendum finding of
Oh.
facts of section 16E.
Oh.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
That's the draft addendum.
so we can vote on that, those minutes. I will entertain a motion for that.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of February 19, 2026 as amended.
I'll second.
So we're gonna vote now, and I think Nick and myself will not here
Right.
today. So we
Penny, Rich, myself. And Craig.
okay. So Mrs. Morale,
Yes,
Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander.
Yes.
So 4 in favor, none opposed. Motion carries. And now we are at the minutes of March 5th. Do we have any changes from those minutes?
Yes. Lisa. Yeah, I mean, we're on Zoom.
Is Lisa who?
This guy was on Zoom.
Oh,
Yeah.
It says in attendance, later Lisa Gagnon.
Yeah, but it was.
Right,
she was
Zoom,
on
right, Zoom.
She was not in the audience, she was on Zoom. She was online with Tyler Evans.
Yes.
Thank you.
so what are we changing?
So you see in the second, I guess paragraph says also present, and then in audience, Kimberly and Andrew Dallas and Shane Chapu. Later, Lisa Gagnon, so we should strike later Lisa Gagnon and move her to be online with Tyler Evans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, move it down next to Tyler.
So that's the only change so far is moving Lisa to online with Tyler Evans.
Yeah, any other changes?
I have one on page. Under battery energy storage systems. First line of the second paragraph. It starts a couple of things to consider. First, we are already in the queue for, not Katie, but Katie Cog.
Okay,
Any other change? All right, so I wanna, entertain motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Uh,
We'll approve the minutes of the method.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Minutes of March 5th,
March fifth.
Yes.
I'll second that.
all right, because we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? I hear none, so now we're gonna vote, Mr. Nick Alexander,
Yes.
Mr. Nick Sakar,
Yes.
Mr. Richard Baker,
Yes.
Mr. George Seal,
Yes.
and Mr. Longet is 5 in favor, none opposed. So motion carries and then selected. So, there are other items here for the future. Everyone wanna discuss any of those? No, so I'm gonna entertain a motion to adjourn.
Can I ask a question?
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay,
got questions too.
okay, Mr. Seal.
No, let's go first.
What, my question was, should I hold on to these maps for a little while longer before I get them back to Colton? And two, whether George wants any of them on. So if you have any need for any of the dates or anything like that. they'll-
I think I have the information,
Okay.
and obviously you folks can correct me if I'm wrong.
So the first question is, do we wanna hold on these for another couple of weeks? Or do
We should,
Yes.
I'll do that. He hasn't strangled me. By the way, Colin wasn't on vacation, he was in the hospital.
oh,
Yeah.
He was in there for a week with a diverticulosis or something like that.
yeah, that's not a good thing.
So anyway, he's out. I think he's back to work, but he may need some surgeries or something.
Well, let's stress them out, aggravate.
Nice guy. What a nice guy. So two items under discussion. The first is, and there were some email traffic about this, and questions from the public. we've approved, this board has approved 3 shoreline zoning ordinance amendments since last December. None of which have been forwarded to the town manager and the select board for them to take up, so we dropped the ball. That includes, the fertilizer pesticide prohibition that we approved on February 5th unanimously. Back at December 19th, that includes, this all started with, I had agreed that I would contact Mary to verify whether that amendment had been, approved by the select board to move forward for June town meeting. And said, never seen it, don't know what you're talking about. So we dropped the ball there. Back in February 19th, copy of we had approved by a vote of 3-2, that a copy of the permit, shoreline zoning permit, be sent to abutters after it had been approved. That never made it either. 3 was also on the December 19th, and this is emails basically from the 3 folks that were here today that brought to our attention. That we approved unanimously was that the landowner, if the landowner receives a DEP Natural Resource Protection Act permit, that they provide a copy to the CEO of ponds. So none of those made it. In the response I got from Mary, she said the deadline was last Monday.
Oh.
So we've missed the deadline for June. And so we just need to make sure we submit these so that we can bring it to the select board in time for next November. So that there are those 3 items, and I don't know how you want to proceed with that,
I have
but
a comment on one of them.
uh,
I have a comment on one of them. The last one, the permit by rule to send a copy to me. I get a copy before when they submit it to DEP. That's by state rule.
well, I'm just telling you what we approved.
Okay.
You know, we want to revisit these, fine, but we dropped the ball. The second item is a question I have. I happened to notice when I Googled town of Belgrade that one of the things that came up was a March 2026 draft comprehensive plan. First I knew of it. Yes, I assume it's going to the voters in June. I don't know if anybody else knows anything about it. I mean, I knew that committee had been working on it in the past, but I thought they kind of rode off into the sunset or something, because I hadn't heard word one.
So when you said that we missed the deadline this past Monday, that means that it will not make it in the ballot.
Right, Mary said that it had to go to the select board as of Monday. To go on the ballot. She said the only other way to do it is from the floor. But that would be incredibly messy and ill-advised. She said it would be much better to have it on the ballot in November.
That's a bummer. How did we drop the ball?
Maybe I was traveling all February and March, maybe it was on my lap and I really not dropped it.
Well,
I'm not sure.
Ultimately, it doesn't matter.
Right.
We dropped the ball,
Yeah.
and that, and so it goes. I think we just, one cent, my personal feeling, particularly with the fertilizer pesticide prohibition, which goes into effect next January. It's not that bad a thing, because if it was approved in June, it might get a little confusing for landowners to have something go into effect, or parts of it go into effect in the middle of the growing season. When they probably already hired their chemical lawn people,
So, let me ask about this for a second. I think we only need it when we were putting names for in the ballot for the school board and so on. The town meeting was always in mid-March, and we turn in papers end of January usually. So that's 6 weeks. So this town meeting is in the middle of June. So we have like 8 weeks for this whole thing. I'm not sure that we are on the right schedule here. I'm gonna ask her tomorrow again about this.
Well, yeah,
Isn't it?
Huh?
June 9th.
It's June 9th.
Sarah?
So we have more than 6 weeks to be able to do this.
Yes, you're right. Because papers have to be submitted to Mary by April 10th.
Yeah. So we have time.
Yeah. I can only repeat what Mary
Sure.
emailed me.
I maybe she got her schedule time correctly. So I'm gonna revisit this with her tomorrow morning. And so we can speed it up because well, wait a minute, maybe she's right because the next select board meeting is in April, isn't it?
Yes.
It's gonna be the 8th of April.
Well, she did say, she didn't say anything about that in her email. She did say that Mondays was off schedule. Often normal schedule.
But this is the
like-
process, we have to submit this to the select board.
April 2nd is our next meeting.
April 2nd is the next.
I'm
week?
sorry, April 7th.
Yeah,
So it's after the 5th.
so that means that they will get it on the 7th. If they approve it, we meet on the 9th, and it will be ready for the 10th. So we'll be ready,
Late voting's on the 5th.
See the calendar? We will meet on the 2nd.
yeah,
We will meet on the 7th. Our next meeting would be the 16th.
on the 16th, that's right. So, yeah, she caught us right, it's caught up, it's over.
Unless we have an open meeting.
Uh-huh. You want to go to the
Honestly, I don't think it's the end of the world.
No,
Me either.
I don't think so either.
So,
You could come over and
I'm gonna have to make a note to the Lake and Natural Resource Group.
Well,
That we're gonna have to wait till
Gonna
November.
be some blowback.
they already know it about it because they were on the email chain.
Oh, okay. So I actually,
Or let's put it this way, Pat and Chris do.
okay, well, Pat is no longer there, he's done. The bottom line is, by myself, I was MIA for 2 weeks, I apologize to everybody about it. So maybe it was my fault to make it happen and I dropped it. And the place that I was in Puerto Rico, they didn't have very good reception for that reason. So that said, I'm allowed to make a mistake once a year, so.
It would have been a mistake if you were doing planning board work in Puerto Rico. That would have been a mistake.
Yeah, that would have been a bigger mistake.
So that said, are we all good? Alright,
So nobody knows about the comprehensive plan, I take it.
No.
no, I know,
I know they were working on it a year or so ago.
Yeah, they had a rough draft.
Yeah, that, I'm the same situation.
so is that going to already to be voted on June without Ross opinionating about it?
Sounds like it.
As those of you that go to the select board meeting, you haven't heard me. I mean, I
don't go to a lot of them, I go to every once in a while, I go.
Okay, I mean, I get the agendas every Friday and
I haven't heard anything.
I haven't seen anything on the agenda. No. For the select board, so
And we're supposed to have a voting plan on this coming June.
I think we're already behind the 8 ball in terms of the deadline. Well, I mean, the state's not gonna do anything, but presumably you're supposed to do these every 10 years. The last one was adopted in 2014.
Okay, so, I know the comprehensive plan had change of management and.
The only, my only reason for asking, one reason for asking. I didn't read it, but is in 2014, there were quite a few recommendations that affect this board. And we had to revise a number of our ordinances accordingly, once it was approved. And, you know, it'd be kind of nice to know.
Think?
It's the board that Anthony's on, right? I think he.
Well, he
He
was.
was.
Nice.
Oh, that was a while ago. That one, yeah.
All right, so we are good. So I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
We second,
I'll second that.
so we voted, Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Baker,
Yes.
and you.
Yes.
Mr. Alexander.
Yeah.
And we still only did as far as no, zero no's, and we are done.